you explain what has been the reason behind the big announcement and why now?
First of all, I want to welcome you to the Gambia, and we are very proud when we see African magazines being published by Africans. I know this is not a new magazine. I've been reading it since I was going to school. It used to be African Now, West Africa, and New African.
Going for 6 years.
Yeah. So we've come a long way, because you see that African Now has disappeared. And yes. So the breaking news, it's not supposed to be breaking news, because we want to be very independent of anything that has a vestige of colonialism, especially where the same old story goes. One person decides and that's it. And we believe that we're better off being our own than joining institutions that do not want to listen to you. They tell you do what we want and not what you want to do. So after 48 years of independence, we have enough of Britain. We have enough of colonialism. It's not taking us anywhere but backwards. And we want to be free, to be able to be ourselves. Because remember that this year's independence celebration theme is live according to religion and your culture. And so Commonwealth is not a religion, it's not a culture. We want to make sure that we remain Gambian and true and independent of all institutions that have anything to do with colonialism. So this is the reason we decided to quit. And people are saying that, I'm even surprised that people think that you should have a problem with somebody before you leave the person.
Exactly.
I don't think so. I don't have to have if I have a problem with somebody, I'll solve the problem with you. But what I'm saying is the Commonwealth is a neo-colonialist institution, and we are not going to subscribe to that anymore. It's not only the Commonwealth, but any institution or organization that has that legacy, or that is representation of the colonial era. We're not going to be part of it, because colonialism brought us nothing but poverty and backwardness and exploitation and slavery. In fact, also, we cannot today continue to be associated with a country that was responsible for slavery in the first place. And nobody, the Jews have been compensated. Other people are being compensated. We do not even have an apology from the, Great Britain.
State House Banjul. President Jammeh receives his counterpart from Nigeria, His Excellency Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. The Gambian leader spoke glowingly about the long-standing relations between Banjul and Abuja.
We appreciated the fact that when the frontline states for the liberation of Southern Africa were created, I couldn't understand why Nigeria and West Africa was a member. But when we realized the contribution Nigeria was making towards the liberation of Southern Africa, we realized why they have to be a member of the frontline states. And I think there isn't a single African country in that part of the world that gained their independence or liberation without the massive assistance of Nigeria. I cannot tell you, or if I have to tell you all what they did for us, my brother has to spend the night here. I remember that then there was only one high school, which is Gambia, that had the sixth form. And each time when we go to the main hall, we also look at the board of there was a board where they record those students at A-level. Well, my favorite for some reason was Ahmed Bello University. Yes, and then some others wanted soccer. Soccer, and then so we used to argue, and I say, oh, I will go to Ahmed Bello University, and that was my icon. For some reason, up to today, when you talk about Nigerian University, the first name I remember is Ahmed Bello University, and most of the time also was through scholarship from the Nigerian government. But most of the Gambians that went to university in Nigeria were given Nigerian full scholarship. And so your contribution to socioeconomic development cannot be enumerated. As I told you, from high school, we had no enough high school teachers, because by the time we took over, Gambia government had only 2 high schools. So when we had to build so many high schools, we realized that we didn't have qualified teachers, and Nigeria in this case also came and helped us a great deal. Our armed forces, up to today, we count on Nigeria for training of cadets and both junior and senior divisions. Nigeria, at least, I can say that you are 60% of the oxygen that keeps us alive in the Gambia, and we want to thank you very much.
The final months of the year also saw the president attend important summits, such as the Africa-Arab Summit in Kuwait.
The summit has just ended. Your impressions?
Well, you can see that everybody living is smiling. That means that this is one of the most successful Arab-Africa summit. And everybody is going home with high spirit, because this is the first time that you have a comprehensive summit where every issue has been treated. And so it's a very, very successful summit with regards to our commitments. But what will make it more successful is when what we have agreed on is put into practice, and that's the big challenge. But everybody here is living with the hope and with the commitment to stand up to build a better relationship between Africa and the Arab world. We are neighbors, we are cousins, but we do trade through third parties. You buy Saudi Arabian oil through Total, France. They buy goods from Africa through some English company or some European company. And each company that you buy from is adding up a premium, because they are not the producers. So if you buy from any Western company oil from any Arab country, they add a premium to the price and make profit. Which means if we had gone directly to buy directly from the source, we would have eliminated that premium, which is the commission, and that's very important. But importantly also, you realize that most of our cooperation is is through third parties. So this summit is really very important.
Mr. President, just one final question. Investment, development, partnership, all that will have to be anchored on solid peace and security. These are kind of rare commodities within these 2 regions.
No. There's nothing that is impossible if the will is there. By the grace of the Almighty Allah, everything will be.
In December 2013, the only news that arguably dominated the global news scene was the death of Nelson Mandela, who died at the age of 95. The world mourned his death, and President Jammeh joined more than 100 world leaders for the memorial service of the late icon.
Well, one day, I also convey our heartfelt condolences to all African revolutionaries who have no intention of giving up on the struggle. The struggle now has started for real total liberation of Africa, because the conditions that exist today were the same conditions that existed before the white man came.
Africa. The loss of